What is up, Earthnoids and Spacenoids? I am just a simple new type, and in this episode, we are returning to Universal Century in the Neo-Zeon War. Last time, the Argama crew made their way down to Earth. Judau tried to leave and find his sister once again. He helped Haman realize that they don't need Zeon, and he crashed his Kapul right into Zeon's secret base like a bowling ball hitting a strike.
Strike!
In this episode, Judau and the team will head to the desert and run into some old Zeon remnants. The team will also make their way to Dakkar, and Judau will finally run into Leina. So let's get into this. The Argama is planning with Karaba. Now that Neo-Zeon has taken over Dakkar, they plan on retaking it, but it is taking some time to make a plan. The team decides to go on without the Argama, but to get to Dakkar, they are going to need to go through the desert. Out in the desert is a small group of Zeon remnants known as the Raml Corps. They have been laying low for some time. Their leader, Raml, is informed that Zeon has taken over Dakkar and that mobile suits will be making their way through the desert. Raml compares the Argama to White Base. White Base? Ew, how old are you? It is clear that this group has been laying low since the 1-year war. They believe it is Men of Azabi coming to reclaim Zeon independence. And it kind of is, but a lot has changed in 9 years. Someone needs to give these guys a recap episode quickly. Judau, El, Ru, Bisha, Mondo, Ino, and Puru are all out in the desert. They are trying to get into the Mega Rider, but Puru is locked inside, wasting all the water on a bath. Everyone is thirsty. Judau decides to go out in Double Zeta and find some water. Puru takes off in the Mega Rider and follows Judau. Since Puru is following, Judau might as well ride Puru. Yeah, I heard what I said. Before UC-0001, Pentax won the Great DSLR Wars. They are the #1 trusted camera of Universal Century. The Zeon soldiers show Raml photos of the mobile suit. They prepare for an attack. He heads out with one soldier. Raml is in the Dwadge Custom, while the other is in a Desert Zaku. The MS-09H Dwadge Custom is a heavy modified version of the Dwadge. This version has been updated to survive against the technologies of the UC-80s. It has an exhaust in its crotch and can handle tropical climates no problem. I wish I had an exhaust in my crotch, it would make summer so much easier. It is equipped with 60mm Vulcans, a heat saber, a scattering beam gun, a beam cannon, and a heat tomahawk. It also has extra propellant to extend its operating range. They attack Zeta Gundam. Judau, cosplaying as Luffy, tells Puru to get inside the Mega Rider. He begins fighting the Dwadge. The Desert Zaku throws a grenade. Zeta hides over the hill. From behind the Zaku and the Dwadge comes Puru in the Mega Rider. She attacks them and heads towards Judau. The two take off. Back with the team, El decides to go chase after Judau and Puru. Raml and his men decide to hide under the sand and wait for them to fall into a trap. The Hyakushiki, Mark II, and Zeta are struggling in the desert. Also, Earth's gravity is weighing them down hard. Puru heads back with El and the rest while Judau gets lured in. One Desert Zaku lures the team towards the others, hiding in the sand. Wait, why is El wearing a dress right now? As Judau approaches, the Raml Corps fires on both Judau and their own man who lured them in. He is killed by his own team. Also, this guy's name is Callahan and he had a family or something. I wasn't paying attention. They surround Judau. The rest of the team rides Puru and heads towards Judau's location to help him out. Raml in the Dwadge goes in to attack Judau. Bisha goes to help El, who is down. They get on the Mega Rider. The team is able to take out the entire Raml Corps. But Raml himself. Judau gets out of the cockpit. Raml sees that he is a mere child. He laughs to think that his entire team was killed by children. Filled with rage, he goes to attack Judau. Oh no, is he okay? Puru, you ruined it. You have to build the tension a little. Anyways, Raml's dead. Puru ruined it. I'm pretty sure it is intended to come off as Judau empathizing for the Raml Corps, but rewatching in 2024, it just seems like a new type telling an old type, lols, get good noob. Judau is flying around in the Corps fighter. He finds a camel and crash lands trying to chase it. He happens to find a woman carrying around her former lover's old Zeon helmet. It's going to be one of these episodes. I always get like this when we get to the desert portion of the Gundam episode. Isn't that right, Kigali? Speaking of slaps, Ru and El begin fighting one another as they are hot and getting impatient. While they are fighting, Puru walks up and takes what little water remains and pours it on herself. They now pour all their hate into Puru. Puru goes to find Judau, but he returns at that moment with the mysterious woman that helped him. Her name is Masai. She points them in the direction of the oasis by Desert Law. I guess you can't just let someone die in the desert? That is interesting. Who's gonna enforce that? Masai sees their mobile suits and takes off. They head to the oasis and freak out the local town folks with their mobile suits. While running to find water, they stumble onto Masai, heading into a cave. They spy on her to find that she has a Gelgoog. They try to stop her from piloting, but she wants to fight them and help the village. Elle and the others find out that there is no water. It seems that Masai has led them there to prove her own worth. Out in the distance, the Gelgoog comes. Rue thinks that it is Neo Zeon and goes in to attack to prevent Haman from knowing their whereabouts. Masai leads Elle and Beecha into a trap. She knows the terrain quite well. She catches up with Rue and Zeta, and the two begin fighting. She uses a giant sand vacuum to blow sand everywhere and distract the team. Beecha is taken out. Judau and Puru head back to the core fighter and head out. He almost kills her in the process. Mondo is in the Mark II. The Gelgoog sneaks up behind him and takes him out as well. He gets too much sand in his exhaust. Zeta and the Mega Rider comes in and saves the Mark II, but Masai tries to stop her. Judau comes back and distracts Masai long enough for Double Zeta to transform. Judau and the Gelgoog engage in melee combat. She keeps mentioning her old lover. We get it, you're lonely. She wants to restore the honor and make the villagers see that Tag, her lover, was important to the village. Judau slices off the Gelgoog's arm and head. The mobile suit goes up in flames. Judau rushes in to save Masai. Quick, slap her! He pulls her out before the mobile suit explodes. Yay, we saved you. Now enjoy living the rest of your life of loneliness. The end. Dakkar is planning a party for Federation members welcoming Neo Zeon. Judau and the team finally make it to Dakkar. They plan on making their attack that night during the party. Puru tries to run off with Judau, but Elle slaps her. You can't leave her alone or she will run off to find Judau always. Haman with Minavazabi makes their debut. Some Federation members cheer as she claims a desire for peace amongst the Spacenoids and Earthnoids. Leina is also there with Glimmy and is weirded out by all of this. She realizes that everyone here is putting on a show. Meanwhile, Puru decides to push a button and fire the Mega Rider's Mega Particle Cannon. The team begins their raid on Dakkar. Haman pretends that this is a part of the ceremony by claiming to lure Karaba towards Dakkar so they can experience Zeon's military power with their own hands. Haman sneaks out and takes Minerva to safety. As they approach the city, they take on Scizzes and Dwadges. We talked about the custom, but let's briefly talk about the original. The MS-09G Dwadge is a mass-produced ground combat mobile suit and its final production model of the DOM series. The DOM has served us all well and will continue to do so all the way up to UC0096. This mobile suit's giant bazooka is bigger than other DOMs in the past, at a whopping 380 millimeters. Only about 88 of these were built, and we see Zeon remnants use this in the future. It is equipped with 30mm Vulcans, a heat saber, scattering beam guns, a hand grenade, a 120mm machine gun, a beam pistol, a heat tomahawk, and a knuckle shield. Judau gets out of his mobile suit and runs towards the palace. Rue is able to take out a Dwadge right in front of him. Inside, Leina uses her new type senses to feel Judau close by. She also realizes that this highbrow culture that Glimmy is trying to push onto her is nothing more than a bunch of liars who will say and do anything. She excuses herself and goes to look for Judau. When Judau enters the house, Haman's new type sexual sense goes off. She can feel him. She goes to find him, once again pointing a gun at his face. She seems to take all her anger that she was probably directing towards Shar and puts it onto Judau. She shoots him in the arm. Leina finds her and runs to his side. As someone attacks the palace, Judau runs and attacks Haman. They scuffle and Haman shoots at Judau. However, Leina dives right in front of him, taking the brunt of the attack. Judau holds Leina in his arms as she bleeds out. He becomes enraged. So much so that she becomes scared as she senses his new type powers bursting out of him. It is so big that the rest of the team fighting outside are able to sense it as well. Haman runs away out of fear of Judau's new type aura. Leina is holding her own, but she is still bleeding out. They head towards the core fighter. Glimmy chases them down. Yeah, women are property and investments. You always have the best wisdom, Glimmy. Out on the horizon is a Garuda-class ship. It is Karaba. They send Nemos and DJs to help out. Glimmy gets in his Bawu and begins fighting the Argama team. Leina's injuries are getting worse. As they try to make their escape, a Dwadge shoots them down. They are dead in the water, and Leina is slowly dying. And that will do it for this episode. After finally being reunited with her brother, Leina is badly injured because of Haman, keeping that cycle of hate going, right Haman? Next time, we will also see the return of Kuraba and Hayato Kobayashi, a man without a cat. Ah, poor cats. Next time, we will also see Judau go to save his friends while Puru gets jealous of a dying Leina. Rue will also get tired of everyone and decide to become a deserter. Meanwhile, Glimmy will join up with a group called the Blue Unit. But that will do it for now, new types. Remember, the power of sibling love can tap into extreme new type powers. Who would have thought? Peace.